Hi everyone. I wanted to share an update on my health care and my healthcare treatment. What I'm wanting to share in this video is why I haven't posted much content during February. Beginning in the third week of December, I began hearing a really loud grinding noise and then an exceptional amount of pain coming from my left hip joint. This hip was replaced in 2013. It's the one that had the disease that caused the ball in the hip to collapse and started the troubles I've now got. I went to the hospital on December 24th after this had happened 4 times. What I wanted to eliminate, at least initially, was if I had acquired a bone fracture. The x-rays looked good, and the agreement was that I would go to physiotherapy, and if there were further problems with the hip, I would reach out to the surgeon who replaced the hip. It continued to happen, and I reached out to the surgeon in mid-January. I was sent to him because of his skills, and those skills only could come through experience. He retired. He was respectful of me, but he's retired. He encouraged me to get it reassessed, though. When I sent this email, it had happened several more times, and I was physically weak, and I needed a chance to recover. It continued to happen. We got into the middle of February, and it continued to happen. I went to the hospital. The opinion of the emergency department doctor is that my left hip has gone into hardware failure. The style of hip replacement that's inside of me doesn't image well. They can't tell what's wrong with it, but what I'm saying, the loud grinding noise and the sensation that my muscles are being bitten and the motions that are causing this to happen, like pivoting left or in some cases pivoting right, are emblematic that the hardware's failed. And especially that biting sensation. So I'm presently waiting to see a new surgeon. I've spent an immense amount of time just resting and trying to get my strength back. And to say the least, it's not been linear progress. The hip is continuing to malfunction. It made 3 more instances of this on Thursday evening last week. And it was really bad. I was very physically weak as a result of it. I emailed the hospital, my local hospital, to confirm that the referral indeed had been sent. Based on the brief explanation, I've been encouraged to write a letter to the surgeon I'm waiting to see and try to get myself further escalated. It was already marked urgent, but this is the urgent need to be seen now situation. I'll be doing this as soon as practical. I just haven't been feeling well during the past few days from the pain. The other thing that's been happening to me is the muscles are fluttering or throbbing, literally like this, kind of like an elastic's been going off on the inside of me. It's extremely uncomfortable. And anyway, I've been trying to rest. That's the upshot of it. And only trying to take care of what's most urgent and needing to be addressed. So I want to share this. This gets quite personal for me. Rocky died Rocky had died in October. I really don't want to have to go through another operation without having a hamster here. I miss my hamster cuddles. And I especially miss the hamster resting in my sleeve. I asked my friend Andy if he would come and help me, and he was here on Sunday. He spent 2 hours with me changing the setup that I had so that I could at least temporarily use it with a new hamster. I can't see any way of avoiding having an operation right now. So what we've done is move the fish tank down so that I can sit down while taking care of a new hamster. I could barely physically take the pain that it was causing me to take care of Rocky during the last 3 or so weeks of his life. But I did it because when you take on a pet, you take on their care and provide for them. So my friend Andy changed the setup around so I'm able to sit down and get to know my new hamster and help it feel loved. I've set things in motion for the hamster cage modifications that I had talked about previously. I've purchased 3 2-story guinea pig cages. To make them hamster friendly, they need bars horizontally every half an inch. Part of this is so the hamster won't escape. It's also so that the hamster can climb. It's playing into the hamster's natural abilities. I figure I'm 6 to 8 weeks out from getting the first cage modified. The pain that I'm feeling inside my hip is making me want to be cuddled and making me feel like I want to be held. And Rocky was really great. He just sort of climbed in my sleeve, and he would get to my elbow right in here. And then he would lie down like the Shift 9 or Shift 0 brackets on your keyboard, lean into my elbow, and fall asleep there and just, have a good hamster rest. And when he woke up, big hamster stretch, and his head would just pop out. And he'd be ready to go back to his cage after a few pets, of course. So it was about 3 weeks before Rocky was really comfortable with me. I was watching his body language, and I was going at a pace that Rocky was setting. So, for example, the first time I held Rocky was only for about 20 seconds, and he was terrified the entire time. But I just gently set him back down, and that was the end of for that day. And it was the same the next day and the third day. I should add, Syrian hamsters don't like the sensation of their feet being in the air. They want to be sitting on your hand. Just the way their brains work, they feel safe if they're below your hand or their paws are touching their hand. I got to day 4, and Rocky made it to 45 seconds before he was really badly shaking. And I put him down again, and that was all that I did for that day. And I just let it build. There is a competitive or another school of thought, and that is full-on immersion, where you get in the bathtub and you just sit in the bathtub for about 3 hours while the hamster climbs, sniffs, and just gets used to you. That process isn't for me. That's all I want to say about it. I'm not sure that it's wrong, but I'd rather go slow and gentle and build trust and let the hamster know that I'm there for them when they're ready to come to me. And the upshot is that I've been to the pet store again and told them I'm ready to get another hamster. What my local pet store sells is the Russian species of hamster. So they're small. They're about 2.5 inches, so about 6 centimeters when they're fully grown. The downside to this is that they die much sooner than the Syrian species of hamster. I want the Syrian species. So the Syrian species after puberty is about 5.5 inches. And a Syrian hamster becomes sexually mature and is an adult right around the 3.5 to 4 month where they're fully grown. So my next hamster's been born. We're just waiting to find out if my next hamster is done breastfeeding or not. I'll know tomorrow, and if he's ready, I'll have him on Thursday. One of my good friends is going to go on his lunchtime to pick up my next hamster and drive him to my home. It's too cold outside for me to bring a hamster home with my power wheelchair. The hamster will become sick from the cold, and I don't want to do that to the hamster. If my hamster still needs more time to breastfeed, then next Thursday is when I expect to get the hamster. The upshot is I'm really looking forward to my new arrival. And what I've decided, with a lot of help I should add, is that my next hamster is going to be named Gary. There is sort of one caveat to this. We need to confirm that a boy hamster is available for me. But Gary's what I've got in mind. And when I originally bought the guinea pig cages, the 3 of them, what I had wanted to do was one large 6-story hamster cage. Both friends and the social worker at my family doctor's office have encouraged me to have more than one hamster, and it'll make it easier on me when the hamsters do die. So what I'm planning on doing is getting a hamster every 8 months until I've got the 3 of them, and then keep on changing it out. The only caveat in this is I'm going to need someone to change the shavings for me. Now, because of my physical disability, I've taken advice from the pet store. The reason I bought the guinea pig cages is because the base is like this. So hamsters don't make many droppings and they pee in a corner. So it's not a big deal with the high volume of shavings that the hamster, the hamster won't suffer as a result of not having the shavings changed once a week. You do need it when the cage is like this. What Rocky did for me, though, was left a pile of shavings outside his sleeping hut, effectively the same as we would change our bedding. When he wanted the shavings gone, there'd be a little pile waiting for me in the morning, and I followed Rocky's lead. So we'll see how this goes, and see how see how the next hamster is the same as Rocky and Mike, and see how he's different. What I really liked about Mike is that he didn't mind me petting his back while he was drinking from the water bottle. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. Rocky didn't want this, and I tried twice, and when Rocky didn't want it the second time, that was fine. Rocky didn't mind me petting him while he was on the wheel, but not while he's drinking. Go figure. But the upshot is I'm looking forward to getting another hamster, and I'm really wanting the hamster here while I go through another operation and all that involves for my body. I'm using the Patreon money to pay for the hamster village, the 3 cages, the 1/8 of an inch rods to add to the cages, the spot welder I've bought, and just all the material that goes into it. I will share updates about this. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't mind digging my hands into a big project. I find it rewarding, and I enjoy the creative process. So I've talked now for nearly 20 minutes. I'm going to leave the video here with this. I want to get down to the water tomorrow. I desperately want to get down to the water tomorrow. I haven't checked the weather yet. I want to post a nature video either tomorrow, and if the weather's not cooperative, then on the 29th of February. It's leap year this year. Okay? Thank you for hearing me out today. I hope each of you are doing well. Take care. Bye for now.